What's up, guys? I wanted to take a look at Airbnb because you can see that we did actually get a nice breakout. We confirmed the daily breakout above this falling wedge here. In the top, the price target of a falling wedge is usually the top of the wedge, which is right around this 127 area. And we also want to take a look at this 131. You can see here we had multiple wicks roughly in this 131, 132 area, and it was holding a support quite a bit over here as well. We had multiple wicks in this range, multiple wicks in this range. And, you know, with that being said, this was a huge channel that Airbnb just never really came below. And as of right now, we are coming up and we're testing a little bit of resistance from this singular wick that you can see on the left there from 122. This wick came down to it, bought back up, went on a huge run. But this, other than this little spot here, there wasn't too much resistance right in that range. So what we kind of want to see here is we want to see Airbnb start to break above this 122 and start holding above. You can see on the daily we're getting very nice candles, and on the hourly here we are just kind of trending up ever since we broke out here. We broke through, we had a pullback, we broke through, we had a pullback, so on and so forth, and it's just been continuing that way. You know, it could call it some kind of rising channel or something, and you can see this beautiful support right here from those two wicks and that last wick there. So, you know, you could watch something like this and it's possible it could break and then start tripping some people out and they'll start going south. Starting to try to short it, and then it ends up just creating a falling, you know, some kind of falling wedge again and breaking to the upside. But overall, this is looking pretty nice. You can see that we do have some chop in this range right here. This was that 122. That's what we're testing right now. So if we do see a little bit of a rejection, you can see previously we just dropped this down to like this 119, 120 area, and that's possible we have something like that. But overall, this is looking nice and healthy. The RSI is looking pretty good, although it's rolling a little bit. But, you know, down to the 15-minute, we are getting a small little correction. It's something just to watch as far as, you know, this support right here, which lands us right around this 119.85 or so. So I'm actually in a long position here on this. I actually opened up a call for it around this $120 range, and right when we broke through this range, right in this little consolidation, you can see right here, this is where I was opening up my call position. We did get a nice pop, but obviously it could come back down and retest the same level, maybe down to this 120.18 or so. But I did a call for June, expiring June 10th for a $125 call, with my expectations we're going to come up to this 130. Obviously, timing the market is very hard to do. Whether or not this turns out to be a top and it rolls over and wrecks me, that's possible, but I have till the 10th to figure that out. But I am in a long position on this. So I figured I would show you guys that idea, and if we just pulled up some indicators just for the hell of it, you can see the Ichimoku cloud here in the 15-minute. We have a lot of support down here to this 118. If we continue to follow it, we haven't really been testing that too much. We've been supporting that line a lot more. If we look down on up on the daily time frame, you can see the converging trend line here is up at 133, and the main key support was at 113 if we had a real big drop, which would really suck. But one thing to look at here on the 4 hours, this converging blue line is actually getting ready to cross, which could push us up here. And most of our resistance on the Ichimoku cloud is very clear. It's right in this 130 to 125 area. That's where my calls are for. So I'm looking for a nice push up in there depending on how it plays out. But if you go down to the 3 hour, we can see that right now we are getting tapped by this cloud here. So whether or not we get resistance on it, come back down, and then finally get enough power to push through, or if we just continue in this uptrend and continue up with that next 4 hour converging line. You can see here when we crossed this blue crossed the red here, we ended up signaling a pretty nice run from that 112 area up to this 122. So as we start to test this 3 hour resistance, we're going to have to be cautious. 1 hour, the 2 hour, we didn't have too much of an issue right here. We slowed down a little bit, and then we just powerhouse through. So I think with that 4 hour cross of the converging lines on the Ichimoku cloud, that might signal a pretty good push through. And then look at the hourly real quick. You can see that on the hourly, we're really just been supported by this blue converging line here. Its price doesn't really go too far below. If for some reason it did, there's that 113, 114 area once again, has some support down there. But personally, I'm feeling like this is going to continue to rally up in here, but we do have to see price get a close at least above that 122 or so, or we could see a little pullback. But I'm liking the way that this is looking. It's getting this nice clear breakout here, and we still have a few dollars left to go before we hit any of this price target, which is 127.93, 128 in that area. So with that being said, I mean, this 1 hour you can see pretty clearly we got a lot of resistance from this Ichimoku cloud, and then finally recently around this 116 we did break through. So that's very nice to see. Whether or not we have to back test it, that'll be something we'll have to see. If that does play out, this 113 level is going to be a very nice area to add, and I'll end up getting stopped out of my position. But for now, I'm really watching this 118, if anything, because that's going to be my key support if we do get a nice pullback. But that's about all I got for you guys right now, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just a quick one. Peace.